Today's class is about hire purchase. Let's see what is hire purchase. See, suppose you want to purchase an asset for your business, but it is a very expensive asset and you cannot afford to purchase it right now. So you have got the option to hire purchase it. That is, you'll make a down payment. That is, you'll pay a certain percentage of the asset immediately. You will take possession of the goods. You will pay off the remaining amount in installments known as hire charges. And once the last installment has been paid, then the ownership of the asset will be handed over to you. So that is what is hire purchasing in simple terms. Now let us look into the definition. Hire purchase is an option of financing an asset for use whereby the financing company lent the goods on hire to the buyer against small installments called hire charges. And the buyers get the right to use the asset with an option to purchase the asset by paying all such installments spread over a period of time. So there is an asset, there is a company that is willing to sell it on hire purchase basis. There is a buyer who is known as the hirer. The hirer or the buyer will take possession of the goods and he'll make regular periodical payments known as hire charges, and once he has settled the last installment or the last hire charge, the ownership of the goods will be handed over to him. So that is hire purchase. Now let us look into the features of hire purchase. What are the features? The features are the same as the ones mentioned in the definition. So the first feature is the buyer takes possession of goods immediately at the time of entering into the contract. Now the payments will be made in installments. Each installment will be considered as hire charge. Hire charge means the amount paid for getting the permission to use that asset. So each installment will be treated as hire charges and the entire amount will be paid in installments over a period of time. Ownership will be transferred only after the last installment has been paid. In case buyer makes default in payment, what happens if the buyer makes a default in the payment? He was not able to make a installment, then the seller can repossess the goods. He can take back the goods and the amount received will be treated as hire charges. What has already been paid by the buyer will be considered as hire charges or the payment for using that asset till date, and the goods or the asset will be taken back by the seller. Now, the buyer can terminate or cancel the agreement at any time before the ownership is passed over to him. In that case, when he terminates or cancels the contract, he will be freed from making payments in future. That is, the future installment payments need not be paid by him, but he cannot recover the amount which he has already paid. Now, the hirer is not the owner till the last installment is paid. So in that case, the hirer does not have the right to pledge or sell or mortgage the assets which has been given to him till the last payment has been made and the ownership has been handed over to him. Now, there's a hire purchase agreement between the two parties to the contract. It should be in a written format and both the parties should have signed in the contract. What are the contents of the agreement? It should have a description of the goods so that we can identify which good has been purchased on a hire purchase basis. Now, what was the price of the asset? This should be mentioned in the agreement. When did they enter into the agreement? That should be shown as a date of commencement of the agreement. In how many installments are we going to settle the payment? So the number of installments should be mentioned. What should be the amount to be paid in each installment should be specified in the agreement, and what should be the due dates for the payment should be shown in the agreement. What are the merits and demerits of hire purchase? That is the next topic. So advantage I've already mentioned. The immediate payment of a lump sum amount is not required. We need not pay the entire price at one time or at the beginning itself. We can pay it off slowly as installments over a period of time. So that is the advantage. Now, the second advantage is that this is the best method for purchasing expensive asset. If it is an expensive asset and we cannot afford to purchase it right now, then we can go for hire purchase, because we just have to make a down payment and we can start using that asset and slowly settle off the amount over a period of time. Now, fixed installment makes budgeting easier. This means that we know we have to pay only a fixed amount at regular intervals to settle this assets payment. So when we are budgeting or when we are deciding how to make payments for our expenses, it is easier for us to set aside the amount for this asset. No obligation to buy the asset. The buyer is not under no pressure to purchase that asset at the end of the agreement period or after. He is not asked to make every installment payment. He can cancel or terminate the contract at any point of time. Only thing is he will not be able to recover the installment amounts he has already paid, but he can relieve himself from the obligation to make payments in the future. Now, what are the disadvantages? When we calculate the total installment amount that we have paid, it will come up to it will cover the cost of the asset and additional interest rate also. That is, if you're purchasing an asset worth rupees 50 lakhs, the installment amount that you pay might come up to 55 lakhs or more. That is, it will cover the cost of the asset and interest rate will also be paid during the time of the installments. So the installment amount carries the principal amount as well as the interest rate. Now this agreement is for a long period of time, so we will not be free from the obligation anytime soon. And the ownership will be transferred only after the last installment has been paid. Now, in case the buyer makes a default in the payment, or if he decides to terminate the agreement with the seller, then the seller has got the right to charge a penalty. So this is also a disadvantage. Now, is hire purchase and credit sale the same? Credit sale means you're going to a shop, you want to purchase some assets, but you are not going to pay the amount right now. You will enter into an agreement with the seller to pay the amount after a month or 15 days. So that is credit sale. But in case of credit sale, both the possession of the goods and the ownership of the goods is handed over immediately, even though you have not made the payment. But in case of hire purchase, only possession of goods is handed over at the time of signing the agreement. Ownership will be handed over only after making the complete payment. So this is the major difference between hire purchase and credit sale. Now, what is the difference between hire purchase and installment purchase? There are some points of difference between the two. Hire purchase is an agreement of hiring. You're agreeing to hire that asset. You're agreeing to take that asset and make payments at a periodic basis. It's like taking on rent also. You can consider it like that also. But in case of installment, it is an agreement to sale. That is, the buyer is agreeing to purchase that asset at a future period of time. So it is an agreement to sale. He cannot back out from it at any point of time. Second one is ownership is transferred only after last installment is paid in case of hire purchase. But in case of installment purchase, ownership is transferred at the beginning itself, right when they enter into the agreement for sale. Now in hire purchase, the hirer or the buyer can return the goods at any time and he can avoid future payments. But in case of installment, they cannot return the goods. It is only the goods have to be handed over to someone else only if the buyer makes continuous default of payments in the installment amount. Now the seller has got the right to take back the goods in case of hire purchase if the buyer is making default in payment. But in installment purchase, the seller can only move against the buyer in a legal way. He can sue the buyer. He cannot go and take back the goods without a court order or the permission of the court, because the ownership has already been transferred to the person in case of installment purchase. Now, right of disposal. The hirer cannot sell, pledge or mortgage the goods till the last payment has been settled and the ownership has been handed over to him. But in installment purchase, buyer can dispose of the goods and give a good title to the new buyer. Last one is the difference between hire purchase and lease financing. So we know that in lease financing, there are two parties to the contract, the lessor and the lessee. The lessor is the person who is in who's the owner of the good, and lessee is the person who's taking the goods on rent basis. So in case of lease financing, the ownership is with the lessor, and the lessee is given only a permission to use that asset for a specific period of time. And generally there is no option to purchase the asset at the end of the lease period. But in case of hire purchase, hirer has got the right to use the asset as well as purchase the asset at the end of the hire purchase period. Now, the lease finance carries some lease rentals. The rentals, when we calculate the total rentals, it will cover the cost of the asset. But in case of hire purchase, when we calculate the hire charges, it includes both the principal amount and the interest. That is a 50 lakh worth asset. When it is taken on lease, it will cost only 50 lakhs or below. But in case of hire purchase, it will cost more than the cost of the asset. Now, lease finance is for longer period and for bigger assets, and hire purchase is for a shorter duration, comparatively shorter duration and for cheaper assets. Now, when we are calculating tax, in case of lease financing, the lease rentals that is being paid can be shown as an expense by the lessee. But in case of hire purchase, the hirer can show the depreciation of the asset as an expense. Now, repair and maintenance. The responsibility for carrying out repair and maintenance work rests with the lessee in the case of financial lease and with the lessor in case of operating lease. But in hire purchase, it is the responsibility of the hirer. Even though the ownership is transferred only at the end, the responsibility for repair and maintenance is transferred to the hirer. Now, margin money means the initial down payment that you have to make to get the asset in your hand. In case of lease finance, there is no down payment required. But in case of hire purchase, a margin money or a down payment is made so that they can get possession of the goods, and then the installments are paid on a regular interval. So this is the major points of difference between hire purchase and lease finance. Thank you.